Hello and welcome to another episode of What's Up with Dota. But hey, you haven't even been releasing videos, man. Yeah, sorry about that. Sometimes I get busy with school, work, and all that good stuff. But what I'm thinking of planning of doing is maybe doing one video once a week and covering all the news that happened during that week. Um, and release the video maybe from like Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, depending on the day. But what do you guys think? Or do you just want me to release videos like this as the news is happening? But I might potentially miss out on some news stories, just as recently I missed out on the Monkey King, of course the new hero coming out, and the International 2016 champions. Of course it was DC versus Wings. I'm pretty sure most of you saw it. I saw the first two games, but then the last game I didn't have a chance to because I had to go into work. But what do you guys think? Maybe release the video once a week covering all the news, or you want the news as it happens, but potentially missing out on some stories? Just let me know. Either way, let's continue on to the news. So the first thing we have is the roster process, or the roster lock process that Valve has recently changed. So it used to be that after every international, all the team members would basically have no team, and you'll be able to create new teams out on the spot. But what they changed now is the new process, which is the first phase is called the drop period. So that'll take place all the way up until September 4th, in which basically that initial period you have a chance to drop some players or whatnot. Of course, that's up to the teams to decide. And then it'll move on to the second phase, which is an invitational period, in which teams already established, because remember they stay together but they're able to drop some players, they'll be able to invite a pool of players that have been dropped and they don't have a team. They'll be able to invite them, and that way they'll create their new teams. So moving on, with that in mind, we have some good news or bad news depending if you're, for Team Secret, depending on which side of the fence you're on. But it seems that EternaLEnVy has left the team. Of course, it seems that this is his own decision because in the Actions tab, it says he left the team. He wasn't kicked out or anything. But like I said, that depends on what side you're on. A lot of people don't like EternaLEnVy because there's some crucial moments that he makes mistakes, but I think that's just everyone who plays Dota. Sometimes you just naturally make a mistake and it might cost you the game or whatnot. Personally, I like EternaLEnVy. He's a tryhard. When he shines. Of course, I guess a lot of people usually don't look at the moments, the good plays. They just look at that one mistake and you get a bad reputation for that. But yeah, it depends on what side you're on. But he did leave Team Secret. Moving on to the second story. We have a picture here for the new post-game UI. Of course, this will be released with the new hero Pitlord, or what he's now known as Underlord. So right here, it seems that everyone could be a Dota 2 Purge Weatherman, but the UI looks pretty sick. You have a list of items, the stats, and you're able to click every hero for the opposing team and look at their stats and all that. So that looks pretty neat. Good job on that UI. And I guess this is the final story involving some drama for player Funn1k. So Funn1k basically went on streaming and he called out some players. First of all, he called himself the 1% of the Dota players. I'm not sure if it's for the CIS region overall, but he basically said, I got fed up with the shit for these 2 years, now I'm going to feed you back. So basically, first he started off calling himself part of the 1%. He called the CIS people autistic and, that they don't have the drive for Dota 2. Of course, he did praise some players that he used to play with. He did give praise to Dendi, Havos, Puppy, Kuroki, TI3, the International 2013. But then other CIS players, he basically called them shit. And then secondly, he called out ArtStyle personally and said that he's a rat and he rides on other people's backs and that he is a parasite. Now, of course, he then goes on to talk about a former experience with him in which he basically just wanted to drink vodka, and every time he would ask if he could go play Dota, it seems that ArtStyle would talk shit back to him, reminding him of a former experience he had with Tusk, where he went 0-7, basically at the international and talked shit to him. And basically he said that ArtStyle ruined his life and he wants to talk shit about his performance with Tusk and all that, but that he basically called him out, and if he said he comes up to him, he'll um tusk punch him. I don't know how to call it, but yeah, for short, too long, didn't read, whatever. He called himself 1%, talked shit to ArtStyle, calling him a parasite, and said he's just like a drunk. But basically, a lot of people are on Twitter kind of talking shit, especially the CIS region. It seems that Funn1k deleted some people off Twitter, and people are jokingly saying, "Oh, what's the matter? Am I not part of the 1%?" But some drama here, boys. I guess we'll see how it unfolds. It's kind of funny to me, I guess. Either way, that's it for today. Let me know if you want the week-long videos or the news as it happens. But I might potentially lose some news stories. But that's it for today. Like I said, if you like the video, like, comment, and subscribe. But I'll catch you guys next time.